Hello.
Hi, James. Okay, great. We can hear you. How are you tonight?
I am well. How are you?
Good, good. And where are you joining us from?
I'm in Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Very good. Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. What is the name of the selection that you'll be reading tonight?
I can't remember what I submitted, but the piece I'm going to do is called Doo-Wop.
Oh, okay, that's a different one. No, that's okay. Yeah, you can switch it up. Okay, so we're excited to hear how long have you been doing poetry yourself?
1,000 years.
Okay, so
One
a
one
long time.
thousand years.
Okay, so do you
Uh, I guess high
okay.
school, like I really got into it full board.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So you were a teenager then when you really had found your passion for it.
Yeah, I just fell in love with words and all those things that all of my friends hated about grade 10 English. I was in love with all the assignments and the stuff like that. I got super excited about all that, and I always just kind of stuck with it in some capacity.
Okay. No, that's wonderful. That sounds great. Okay. Well, we're definitely excited to hear what you got, and we're gonna go ahead and let you read, and then we'll talk about it after.
Awesome.
Okay.
I make poems and then I recite them for you. I make poems to pick you up when you're blue. I make poems and I hope you like what I do, 'cause I do when I do what I do, it's for you. Dear poetry, I want to share a multiple strawed malt shop milkshake with you while the butterflies in my stomach flap their concern over giving you my class pin. Dear poetry, you look so pretty in your poodle skirt parading around the promenade. I just want to pick you up in my little deuce coupe and park with you proper down at Lover's Lane. When this Pleasantville gets cold, I'll wrap you in my Letterman jacket. Dear poetry, I want to twist with you like we did last summer and spend happy days in a place where they already know my order. Dear poetry, I want to take you to the enchantment under the sea dancing. When Biff gets fresh, I'll punch him all the way back to the future. Dear poetry, you are my earth angel, and I walk the line of lonely teardrops in the still of the night back to you just to say, good night, sweetheart. I'll sing you 9 love potions in an unchained melody, and when you're gone, all I have to do is dream. But it's not always doo-wop simple. Sometimes I get a basic instinct that this could be a fatal attraction, and even though it's as hard as Sharon Stone, I still want to get Glenn close. Footloose, flash dance, dirty Harry and the Hendersons in a big full metal jacket, never ending story in a labyrinth like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice found a few lost boys at the Breakfast Club, and now every fucking Gremlin, Goonie, and Ghostbusters lining up to be Top Gun, and this boy's story just got more lonely than Wally. The Incredibles, Bug's Life, trying to find emotion to write it up, but I'm not always brave enough for this monsters university. And these pop culture allusions are just what my picks are. When I'm trying to fix art with no tricks, I'm just trying to train my fucking dragon. That's how this dream works. Rise of a Guardian, that's how this dream works. Turbo crude kung fu pandemic, that's how this dream works. Like a fucking B movie, that's how this dream works. Like an ogre, it has layers. Sometimes you're frozen and you just gotta let it go, let it go. Sometimes words are locusts and sometimes words are bridges and sometimes poems are pretty, but sometimes poems are vicious. And when it all gets barbershop quartet complex and those harmonies stop making sense and everything seems like it's just a mess, sometimes it's best you take a breath. Remember, I just make poems and then I recite them for you. I make poems to pick you up when you're blue. I make poems and I hope you like what I do, 'cause I do when I do what I do, it's for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. You are quite the performer. You
I've been at
definitely,
it for 1,000 years.
yes, you have. You yes, definitely in many lifetimes before this, you have done this before. Yeah, man, congrats. Yeah, I loved it. I love the passion you put into your poetry and performing it, and just making that, perfecting it in that way. And then the way that you included all the different movie titles like that and then just made sense of it all. I mean, that was amazing. I loved
I
it.
liked
Good
what you
job.
said to the last poet about it's there's something that hits different about it when you hear the actual author read it in their voice. Like that poem to me is always one where I'm like, "Oh, I should submit it to something." But like when I look at it on paper, it's
Right.
not and I know that whoever's reading it isn't going to deliver it or read it or take it in the same way that they would if they were to
Exactly.
watch me do it how it was intended.
Exactly. Yes, yes. And that's exactly the truth with our poetry, I mean, especially when it comes to performing it, because when we're writing it down, we're hearing it how we want it to be said, and like you
Absolutely.
said, when someone else reads it, it's not going to, be portrayed the same way. So
No.
I'm so happy you got to read that out loud to us. I mean, that was beautiful, a good experience for us. AJ,
Thank
do
you
you
for
have
having
any?
me.
Yeah, for sure.
So your 1,000 years must have paid off. Could tell you're a veteran, so every feedback I have to give, you probably heard already. But I loved it. It was seamless. The intro, tied in with the outro, it went well together. You had the same tempo. The hand gestures, they made everything, they put the spice on it. It was amazing. The repetition was, Dear Poetry was amazing, but then how you cut it off, it went seamlessly. Like it didn't feel choppy when you had switched it over. Um, the wordplay was much of that. And then I have to say the accents as well spiced it up. It was just as much as the hand gestures. Like I got into it. I felt like you had a different persona. It was well put
Awesome.
together.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Stay on to the end and see what the votes come out to be. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Jake. Okay.
Cheers.